Hello everyone and welcome back to our live stream where we are going to be designing and creating an e-commerce store using Divi and WordPress. Okay, so we tried the stream on Cloudcast. It didn't work because something was wrong with my monitor. So hopefully this time things will be working okay. Today's episode is made possible by divicake.com. Check out the huge selection of Divi themes, layouts, and plugins. The link to that is in the description below. So for those of you that are on the live stream right now, if you can, please do me a favor by sending out the link which I've just posted here in the show notes, because we had quite a lot of people who were on the Crowdcast. So I've just been notified that that link that I sent out is not working. So if you can please send this link out and share this just in case people are trying to come here on the Facebook and they can't get to this channel. So I'm just going to check here and just make sure that everyone gets the link. Okay, right. So hopefully this time we won't have any issues with our streaming. So far it looks like everything is working fine. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know, please, in the comments box before we continue. Right. Cassandra, Monique, Dante, Rito, Yvette, MD, Christine. Okay, good to see you. Looks like everyone is back now. So excellent, excellent. This gives us a few more moments. Please share the link just in case others can't get to the live stream. Yvette says yes, 5 by 5. Awesome. Okay, excellent, excellent. And Monique, if you can do me a favor as well and send the link out onto our Slack channel, that would help as well, because people might be still trying to go to the Crowdcast channel. Okay, right. So I know you guys have been patient with me. I won't waste a lot of time now. Let's dive in and let's get started. So what we're going to do now is, in fact, let me just summarize what I went through. So first, what we did is we went to our plugins, because we wanted to install the WooCommerce plugin, because that's the first plugin that we need. It's very, very important that we have WooCommerce. The WooCommerce plugin is very stable. It runs on over 1 million websites out there. It's also the makers of WordPress are behind this plugin. So it's very well supported and it's very, very solid. So what we did is we installed the plugin. Okay, and then after installing the plugin, there is a step-by-step process which you do. It's like a setup wizard. It's very straightforward. You can just enter your store details. You also set up your currency and then your payment gateway. So pretty much those are the steps that you need to do. It's just the next until you're done. And then what it does is it sets up pages on your system. So once your pages are set up, let me just show you here quickly where those pages are. So hopefully my screen is filling in the whole page. Rito, thank you very much for doing that for me. Right. Can everyone see the screen? Because I know we had the problem of seeing part of the screen while we were using Crowdcast. Okay, looks like everyone can see the screen. Right, can everyone see the screen okay? I'm just waiting for more responses before I continue. Okay, looks like everything looks great. Fantastic. So once you do the step-by-step process of setting it up, if you come over here to your pages and then click on all pages, you'll notice that you'll have these pages that'll be added on by default. Okay, so these are default pages that are created by WooCommerce. So And these pages are also very important because we can see we have the cart, the checkout, the my account, and the shop. Right. So what we did next is we created our menu by coming over here to appearance and then clicking on menu. So over here, you just click on these pages that were just created, and then you can add them to the menu by clicking this button here. So once you've done that, you want to rearrange them until you're happy with how they look over here, and then just making sure it's assigned to the primary menu. Click on Save Menu. Great. So once you've done that, the next step now is to set your home page. And to do that, you come over here to your settings, click on Reading, and then you set your static page to Home. Okay, and make sure you create the home page first. Right, so now that we have all this, I'm going to come back over here and click on All Pages, because now it's time to design our home page. And our home page is going to act as our storefront. So we need to make sure that our home page is designed in a really, really nice way, because if your storefront does not look good, people won't trust your shop, and this is one of the main problems with e-commerce websites. So if they are not well designed, they don't look professional, and the images don't look great, chances are people won't buy products from your shop because it doesn't look trustworthy. So having a very good design is very, very important. So I'm going to take this opportunity and show you step by step how you would clean a basic clean page which showcases your main storefront. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's create the home page. And by the way, this is all live, so you can ask me any questions in the comments box. If you don't understand anything, just ask me. I'll keep an eye on my second monitor right here and try and respond to those questions as we are building this website. Right, so Carla here says, Carla is watching this on the iPad. Fantastic. Okay. Excellent. All right, so let's continue. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go ahead and design our homepage. Claudia says, will you dive into product page personalization? And the answer to that is yes. We are going to be doing that too. All right, so let's start with the home page. So I'm going to come over here to Home, click on Edit. All right, so this is loaded up. I'm going to start by deleting what we've just created here so we can all start on the same page. Right, so this is what you'd see if you haven't added anything on your page. So let's start by creating a new full width section. So I'm going to click here on this plus button, click on full width. And then I'm going to go with full width header. Right. So with my full width header here, so we can design this page either using this backend builder, the new backend builder, but let's try the front end builder and see if this is better, for this live stream. So I'm going to switch over here. In fact, before I switch over, I'm just going to come over here and click on Save. It's going to take its time. And then now we can go to the front end editor. So I'm going to click here on Build on Front End. Okay, so now we're back here. So you can see here we have this top section which comes in by default. We don't need that, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Okay, so we might as well add our second section here. So I'm going to click this plus button, click on regular. So this time we're going to need we're going to need a single column first. And in that column, we're going to search for our text module and click on text. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to give a title to this section. So we're going to call this Welcome to Our Shop. But of course, you can add whatever text that you need, for this area here. Okay, so once I have this text, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to Design, and then I'm going to go into Text and center it. So I'm going to scroll all the way down here and center this text. And what I also want to do here is to snap this to the left like that. Right, so let's customize this text. So I'm going to come over here, click this little brush tool like that. And now I am in my settings for this text. So first of all, I'm going to make it all caps, and then I'm going to make it bigger, like that, maybe about 26. And then I'm going to add some letter spacing. So I think 8. In fact, maybe 6 will do. And I'll also reduce this a little bit. Okay, so we don't want everything too big. So I'll go with 20 here. And what you can also do here is you can play around with the fonts. So here with the font weights, so I'm going to go to light. Let's see how that looks. No, that doesn't look nice. So let's leave it at regular. Right, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and save. Next, I'm going to add another row. So I'm going to click here on this plus button. This time, we're going to add 3 columns. Okay, and then I'm just going to close this for now. Now, this row needs to be about 70%, and I'm also going to make a few minor adjustments. Yvette says, I love the text brush, big time saver. Absolutely. I really love this. Right. So I'm going to come over here to my row settings, click on design, sizing. We're going to say use custom width, and we're going to switch this to percentage, and then I'm going to set this to 70%. Okay. So right now, I know you can't see much going on here. That's because I haven't started adding all my information in here. So the next stage now is let's go ahead and add some images to the backgrounds of our columns. So I'm going to come over here to content, click on background. So I'm going to start with column 1 background, and we're going to add an image. Okay. So I'm going to click this third tab, click this plus button. So all my images are in my library here. So what I'm going to do now is explain why I am doing this. So for our shop, it's always good that people have an idea of what your shop is about, and if they need to navigate through your shop, it should be easy for people to just navigate to the shop or go to whatever part of the shop they need to go to. So in my opinion, having categories on the storefront or on the main page of your website is actually really good, especially if you're selling different types of products. So let's say your shop is about kids' clothes, men's, and women's clothes. So by having those 3 or 4 categories on your site, people can just come onto your main page and then just click on that specific category they need, because maybe they're coming to your shop specifically to buy kids' clothes. So they want to go there straight to the kids' clothes category. Or maybe it's a women's shop. So there's a selection of handbags, summer clothes, and can't think of anything. Shoes. Okay. So if you create those categories, it's very easy for the visitor to your website to just click on the category they need, and then they go straight to whatever it is they need to do to start shopping. Because you want to make your page, your main page, your landing page as easy as it can be to navigate around it. Because once you make it complex, you'll get a very, very high dropout rate. Okay. And the dropout rate is just basically people coming to your site, being overwhelmed, and then they leave. Okay. Are we all on the same page so far? Okay. So I guess I can continue. It looks like we don't have any questions so far. Okay, so everything seems to be okay. So let's continue. So I'm going to go ahead now and choose my images for my storefront. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to choose some images that are going to go with this. So I'm going to start here with my first image, click upload an image. So now we can see in the background there, my image is in the background. So I'm just going to leave it as it is for now, and then click on, and then move over here to the second background. Click the third tab, click the plus button, and we're going to add our second image. And we're going to go with this one here, upload an image. And then we're going to scroll down to column number 3. Again, we're going to do the same thing. Let's add our image. So this time I'm going to go with, let's see. Okay, let's go with this one here. Okay, upload an image. So now I have 3 images here in the background, which is great. So we're still in the row settings. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to save this and then start adding all my modules. So in here, we're going to add either a text module or we can also add a blurb. So if you want to have something with icons, we can use a blurb. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to click this plus button, select blurb. Right. So by default, it comes with this image here. So we don't want this image. We want an icon. So I'm going to come over here to image and icon, use icon. And then I'm going to choose the icon I need. So you can also use your custom icons if you have any. And I recommend using your custom icons because it's much, much better that way. It just makes your website way different. So you may need to consider doing that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to use random icons. I know this is not the right way to design it that way, but I just want to save time. But this is just to show you, what you can do with this. Right. So now that I have my icon on there, I'm going to go back to my text because here we just need basic text. So I'm going to come over here to Lorem 2. So I'm just going to choose some text here to add to this area. So I'm going to paste my text just like that. And I also have my title here. So let's give this a title. And these should be the titles for your, shop, by the way. So right now I'm just adding these default text. But of course, in your case, you should add your own text that goes with that. So right now, we can see things are pretty much very dark in there. We can't really read what's going on. So let's fix that. So I'm going to come over here to design, image and icon. So we're going to start with the icon. Let's make this white. Okay. And then next thing we're going to do is to adjust the size of the icon. So I'm going to reduce this down to about maybe 40. Right, so the next thing I want to do is for my text, I need to center my text. So I'm going to come over here to text orientation, center it. Right, so the next thing we're going to do is to change the color from dark to light. So now my text and my icon is all white and now it's easier to read, which is fantastic. So now we have a challenge because our text is right by the edge of our background borders here. For our image in the background. So to fix that, you want to make sure you come over here to spacing and then let's add some padding. So I want to add equal padding both to the top and the bottom. So I'm going to click this chain to activate my padding and then I'm just going to drag this like that. So I'm going to maybe go up to about 32. And then I need to do the same for the left and right. I'm going to increase that to about 32 as well. Okay, so that's looking great. Let's save this for now. Right, so the next thing we need to do now is to darken the image because right now this image here is competing with the text and we can't read this. So I want to go back into my row settings, click on background, and then I'm going to start with this one. So what I'm going to do is to click on the second tab to add my gradient. So I'm going to click this plus button and add my gradient colors. So what I normally do here is I go to use column 1, place gradient above background image. Yes. And now I can actually go in and make my adjustments to my gradient. So here I'm just going to drag this down. And as you can see, as I'm dragging this down, I can now see what's in the background. I'm going to do the same here, make this black. And then I'm just going to drag this down a little bit. So I now have some contrast and it's now easier for me to read what is here on my image. Okay. So once you've done that, what you can do as well here is to copy that style. Okay, in fact, I may need to go in and do it one by one. So I'm going to save this for now. And then here I can see I have quite a bit of text. So let me just reduce this text here because we don't want too much text to describe our categories. So now that I've got rid of some of this text, I'm just going to go back in and increase my padding. So I'm going to click here on design, spacing. And then for top and bottom, I'm just going to increase that to about maybe 60. And then I'm going to save that. So now that's looking much better. We can read it. So the next stage is to go in and clone these blurbs onto the other columns. Okay, so I'm just going to hit Command C or Control C to copy, and then Command V to paste. And then I'm going to do the same here. Okay, so these are just shortcuts that I use. Right, so back over here to my row settings. I'm going to go back to my backgrounds. And then we want to make sure we go to each and every one of these backgrounds and add our colors. So I used the gradient before on this one here. Another quick way of doing this is to just come over here to this background color. Click here to add a background color. Add black. Okay, so once you've added black, come back over here to the image. Scroll down until you find background image blend. And then I'm going to choose multiply. Okay, so when you select multiply, it's all going to turn black. And then all you have to do is to come back over here to the background tab, click on it, and then just drag the slider down until you start seeing a bit of the image. Just like that. Okay, so that's one quick way you can do this. Then I'm going to save that. I'm going to do the same here. Go to my background. Then this is the final image. As I did before, I'm just going to add my background color here. That's black. And then I am going to change my add my color. That's black. And then I'm going to change my overlay to multiply. And then I'm going to drag my slider to see a bit of the image. Now that we have all this, all you have to do is to go in and change this icon and the text as well. So I'm just going to go in and change my icon. And this time I'm going to choose, let's say, okay, let's go with this one here. Okay, and then let's change this one as well. Image and icon. And for this one here, I'm going to choose, let's see. Okay, I'm going to go with the heart. Right, so I'm pretty much happy with that. I'm going to go ahead now and save. So these will work as your categories. Okay, so once we have this now, notice what you can do. You can go to each and every one of these and link it to your specific categories or anywhere on your website. So all you need to do is to click here on settings, and then you can see here where it says link. You just click on that, and then you can add your link URL, and then you can open this in a new tab. It's much better that way, and then save. Okay, so once you come over here, you'll be able to click on this, and then this will take you to wherever you want your page to go. Okay, so are we on the same page so far? Any questions? Any questions before I continue? We have Yvette joining us as well. Ratapula, good to see you. Okay, so let me know. Are you following me well? Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? Just let me know in the comments box so that everyone is on the same page. I mean, the chat is really, really quiet. Now, it makes me wonder if everything is working okay. I don't see any comments. Ahmed saying, why not add dynamic content? Well, dynamic content has its place, so you need to really plan this right from the beginning. Right now, there's no need to add dynamic content just for adding 3 images or 3 columns, so there's no need for dynamic content there. Right, I can see all the comments coming in. Okay, Evaldo saying the speed is good, all good, all good, everything is okay. Right, I see some comments here from Rito saying the CSS instructions in the blurbs for the categories, 3-fold presence. I'm not sure which CSS you're referring to, Rito. Not sure which CSS you're referring to. MD says, can I see this video again? Yes, this video is going to be on the YouTube channel. So just make sure you go back to the YouTube channel and check it out there. Okay, so I see everything is fine. Continue. All right, great. So we're going to continue here and let's design now the hero part of our website. So I'm going to switch back over here to my page. In fact, before I design the hero part of our website, let me just add another section here. And this section here is great because this is going to be the section which allows us to generate leads. So I'm just going to add a new section here, regular section. This time it's going to be a single column. And in that column, we are going to add, let's see, we could add a call to action. Right, so in our call to action here, this could be maybe get 10% off in case you're running a promotion. So let's say get 10% off. And these are the sort of things that you normally see on store websites. So I'm just going to copy some dummy text here like that. Come back. We're going to paste our text in here. So this is the text that explains what the 10% off is for. And then we want to add a button as well. Okay, so I'm just going to add my button URL like that, and that will show the button, which is great. And then I am going to come over here to the background and get rid of this background because we don't need this background right here. Okay, so I just got rid of that. In fact, you can also say use background and just say no over there. And then next you can just add a background image if you want to. So let's say we go with, okay, let's go with this one here. Upload an image. So this could be the image that you could use for this section. But if you don't want to use an image at all, it's fine because we can just go ahead and add a background color to the whole section. So let's save this and let's add a background color. So I'm going to come over here to my section settings, click on background, and then I'm going to add a solid color. Just by doing that, I know it's a bit too dark, but we could play around with different colors, you know. So if you have a color palette and you have specific colors you want to work with, you can just do that. And now you have a really dark color there. And this could be a color that's going with your branding. Okay, so let me save this for now. And then I'm going to come back over here because this text here is spreading too wide. So let me just fix that by coming over here to design, sizing, and then I'm going to reduce my width just by doing that, maybe 78%, and then centering it. Great. So I'm going to go ahead now and save. So you can see here that our page is now taking shape. Over here to the top, this is where we're going to do quite a bit of work. So let's go ahead and fix this. So here, I'm going to go into my section settings, background, and then I'm going to add my image. Click this plus button here to add our image. So let's see, the image I'm going to go with is, and by the way, you need to choose an image which is very vibrant, attractive, and it looks, you know, it has to look very, very exciting and professional. Okay, don't use any blurry images. So because this website is about shopping, I'm just going to go with this image here. Let's see how that looks. So I'm going to click upload, and then over here, I'm not sure why this color is not going. That's strange. Okay, no worries. What we can do is I'm just going to save this. And then I'm going to add my image over here in my module settings. So click on background. And then I'm going to add my image here. I'm going to select it, upload an image. Okay, so now my image now is in the background, which is great. So what we can do now is we can play around with some gradient colors. So let's say you want to add some gradients here. You can play around with some colors. Okay, I'm just going to add maybe a bit of purple there. Scroll down and then place the gradient above the image. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change this direction and play around with that. And then over here, you want to set your start and end position. So you can just use these sliders until you're happy with where things are. And then what I'm going to do next is I am going to come over here to my image tab, and then I'm going to play with my blend modes. So normally what I do here is I experiment and see which one works. So I'm going to start with screen. You can see here that screen doesn't look really nice. Okay, let's try multiply. Okay, multiply is not too bad too. Okay, let's go to soft light. Okay, right. All right, let's come over here to design, make this full width first, and then let's see how that looks. Okay, so now it's full width. So it looks like that doesn't really look very exciting. So let's change this. Let's play around with this a bit more. So I'm going to come over here to back to my content, click on background. So I'm going to change my blend mode here to normal. And then I'm going to play around with the sliders. Okay. So I'm going to click here on my gradient tool and then start playing with my sliders here to allow some of my color to seep through. So you can see here as I'm dragging the slider, the color is coming through. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to the second color. Again, I'm just going to make some color go through like that. Right, so that's going to be my page. So next, I'm going to come over here to design, text, and then we're going to start customizing our text. So as you can see here, our text is set to light, which is great. So let's go on to our title text. I'm going to center it. And then for my body text, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to center that. And then over here for my button, I'm going to center that too. So I'm going to come over here. In fact, let's start by adjusting our sizing. So I'm going to click here on sizing and change my width here to about, let's say 66 or even 64. Right. So now that we have this at 64, let's make our titles nice and big and our description text nice and big. So I'm going to set this to about 22. Okay, add some line height. In fact, 22 is a bit too much. Let's set it to about 20. Right, so let's go to our heading. And for our heading, I'm going to set my size as well, nice and big. So 48 is great. And then I'm going to come over here to my button. Use custom styles for button. And now this is where you can go in and specify how you want your button to look. And then, so all I'm going to do here is to just center my button. So I'm just going to scroll down here until I find my option to center my button, which is strange because I can't find it. Okay, I'll come back to this. Okay, right. My brain has just gone blank for a minute there. Okay. In fact, this is looking weird. Let me go back in and fix this. I think we need to center everything because if I do it this way, it doesn't work. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to my layout and then center everything. So you see what I've just done there? By just coming to the layout, you can just center everything that way. And then I'm just going to come over here to my heading and then just center my heading and then save. Okay, so we finally fixed that. That's great. So this is now our landing page. This is our home page. Okay, so I'm just going to take a quick look here at your questions and see what people are asking. Right. Carla here says newbie question, front end builder equals visual builder. Yes, that's right. They changed the wording on that. So the front end builder is the same as the visual builder. Martin, yes. Actually, go and hit the like button. Everyone, please, like button, like button. Hit the like button, please, like Martin said. Okay, cool. So let's move on and let's start adding all our products. So this is basically our page. So what I'm going to do here is just to do, quick adjustments here. What I normally do after this is to just go in and just increase my padding over here to just give this some more breathing space. Okay. So that looks much better now. And what you could also do is you can also add another section here by clicking regular. So what I'm going to do here is just to add 2 equal columns. And in those columns, I'm going to add a video. So this could be maybe a video talking about a promotion or a video that's promoting something, and with the text that goes with it over here to the right. So quickly, what I'm going to do here is to come over here to overlay, and then I'm going to click here on this plus button to add my image overlay. So normally I prefer adding my image overlays because it makes my videos look much, much better. So as you can see here, my video looks much better with this overlay. Okay. Right. So I'm going to save this for now. And then over here, I'm going to add a text module. I'm going to select it. And then that's going to be on dummy text. So I'm just going to copy some of this text here, paste it in place here. And then I'm also going to find a title to add there. So I'm just going to copy this text here, and that's going to work as my title. And to add your title text, all you have to do is to paste it and then highlight it all and set it with a heading of either heading 2 or heading 3, depending on how big you want it to be. So I think this will work fine for what I need. And then I'm going to save. Now, if you recall, we used 70% here. So I'm just going to right click. I'm going to copy row settings, shop categories. We have an offer here. And then finally, we have maybe a promotional video with some text to go with it. Great. So that's our homepage. Right. It looks like our stream is buffering. So I'm just going to wait and see if this is going to work well for us, because it looks like it's buffering. Okay, it looks like we are back up, because I can see here the stream health says the quality is excellent. So hopefully that's looking great for everyone. Now, can you reload your page? And because that could work. Because I've just reloaded mine and mine seems to be back online. Claudio says it could be my computer. Let me just check that. Right. So if I check my resources here. No, I have plenty of RAM and it looks like my load on my computer is only 12%. So this is not my, my computer. Okay, so I think the refresh has worked. Okay, great. Okay, so it looks like the refresh has solved the problem there. All right, so we are back. So I'm not sure where where things stopped working, but I'm just going to try and just guess where things were. So basically, where we are now is we have our landing page now, and if I scroll down here, these are our 3 categories which we can link once we've set our categories for our shop. And then over here we have our 10% off. And this 10% off is also really good because this can entice people to want to take on your discounts. And then over here, we have a section where we have a video, which also has some text over here on the right that just supports the video. So this could be maybe a testimonial, because testimonials are really good as well, because they can help people to get an idea of what benefits the product and how that product has changed that person's life. So this is also something that you may want to add onto your page. But one thing you notice here is this page is very clean, very simple. It's how you want your designs to be. You don't want your pages to look very complicated, because as I mentioned earlier on, you will have a lot of people coming to your website and leaving right away because there isn't, there's so much to choose from. So sometimes a lot of choice can be really, really bad. So this is how you want to set up your page. Hopefully this buffering doesn't continue, because I really wanted this video to complete very, very smoothly. So it looks like it could be that it's just YouTube or something happening on my network, but it's strange because I've upgraded my internet speed, and still we're having the buffering problem. So to be honest, I don't really know what the problem is now. But let's continue and let's see how far we can get with this tutorial. So the next stage now is to add our products. So I'm going to show you now how to add the product. So if we have any questions, please let me know in the comments box so I can start addressing those. Evandro, I think you say, is it possible vertically centralize the text? I'm not sure what you mean by vertically centralizing it at the right of the video. Okay, let me try and see if I understand what you mean. Vertically centralize. Okay, I'm just going to come over here to my module settings. Click on design, text. Do you mean to set my text orientation like that? So if that's what you mean, that's how you do it. You can just come over here to text settings and then set it to text orientation. And as Ahmed has said, you can also set your CSS code to auto. Okay, so I prefer having it this way. So let's go ahead now and start adding all our products. So I'm going to save this page. And then I'm going to exit the Visual Builder. And then next, I'm going to come over here to my dashboard. So if you mouse over here where it says WooCommerce, we can see we have orders, reports, settings, and so on. But right below that, we have products. So this is where you can start adding your products. But before we do that, let's come over here to categories. And let's add our categories. So our first category here is going to be maybe, let's call this offers. And for the slug, we're going to call this offers as well. And normally you can add a thumbnail here, but for now we're not going to add a thumbnail. So I'm just going to add it to the category, and now it's added over here. And then over here on uncategorized, we can just go in and rename this. So let's call this maybe women's clothes. Okay, let's update this. We're going to add one more. So we're going to go back to the categories. We're going to add, okay, we're going to call this menswear. Okay, and then I'm just going to add my slug as well as I did before. Add new category. So now we have 3 categories. So I know there was a question earlier on, which was how to add categories onto the actual shop. So I'm going to show you quickly now how to do that now that we have these categories. But in fact, let me put a few things in these categories so that they all show up. Right, so now that I have all my categories, I am going to go back over here to all products. So as I'm creating my products, I can now add them to whatever category that it is that I need to add them to. So I'm just going to delete this. Okay, so let's start adding all our products. So I am going to start by coming over here to the top and clicking on Add New. Okay, so let's just call this Product 1. Okay, so that's going to be our first product. I'm going to come over here and give it a price. So let's say $7.68. And if the sell price, we can just say maybe $6.99. I won't worry about the inventory here. I'll just leave all that as it is. And then over here to the right, this is where we can choose our categories. So I'm going to choose women's. And then I'm going to choose my product image by clicking here on set product image. Now I have all my products here, which is great. So I'm just going to go with this one here, set my product image. So that's going to be my product image for this actual product. So what I'm going to do next here is to come over here and add my description. So I'm just going to highlight some text and paste my description here. Now on the bottom here, we can also add a product short description. Okay. So for my product short description, I'm just going to copy this paragraph and paste it on the product short description, just like that. So pretty much this is what needs to go into our product. And then here we can also add your inventory if you have it. But we're just going to leave that again here for the shipping. You can also add your weight. But of course, you can add that, later on. This is just showing you briefly how to set up your shop because it's going to be different depending on each and every one. Okay. Over here, we also have the advanced tab where you can add your purchase note and you can also make it in such a way that people can leave reviews, which I think is a very good thing. All right. So now that we have this and we have our product, we've added our product into its category. All we have to do now is to decide whether we want our product to have a right sidebar or not. Okay, so I'm just going to publish this and I'm going to show you the difference. Right, so now that I've done that, I'm just going to click here on the product, open it in the new tab. So as you can see, this is how my product works. And it also has an icon here or a badge which says it's on sale. And it also crosses out your original price to the sale price, which I think is brilliant. And then here we also have a description. And so far, we don't have any reviews. In fact, if I was online right now, I would ask some of you to do some reviews so that we can see how this is working. But this is running on my local machine. So as you can see, this is nice. It's clean. It also shows the category over here, which is fantastic. But this may not be the layout that you want. You may want this maybe much cleaner because you don't want this sidebar. So let me show you how you can remove this sidebar. So I'm going to go back and click on over here to the right and say page layout, no sidebar. I'm going to click update. And now I'm going to come over here and refresh the page. And now there's no sidebar. So this could be the layout that you want to go with, but of course you'd want to go in and also see related products so that you can see what relates to this. Okay. And it also has this feature where you can look around this image to see what's there. Right. So the other thing that you can also do is to activate the Divi Builder. So I'm going to click on Use Divi Builder here. And I want you to see what happens when we do this. Right, I'm going to click on use existing content. And then I'm going to go and build it on the front end. I prefer doing it that way. Right, so now that I have my Divi Builder set up, notice that the only place I can go in and add some content is only here in the description, okay? There is no other place I can go in and use my Divi Builder. I guess this is the feature that's going to be coming up soon, where we can actually go in and customize each and every part of this page. But for now, we can only access this description part of it, okay? So if I come over here to my plus button, I can add a new section, add a regular section. So maybe I could just add, say, a video. So this could be a video maybe that explains this product, how it works, or it could be maybe a video which just pretty much an ad for this product. So this is where you can be creative with this. So I'm going to come over here again on overlay, click this plus button, and then I'm going to add my overlay image. I'm just going to use maybe this one here, upload an image. So now you can see we have an overlay image. And if I come over here to design spacing, I can actually add some margins, bring this to the top like that. Okay, so I'm just going to save this for now. So you can add an image if you prefer that, and you can also play around with some of these designs. And let's say this is a very, very special note. You can go into the rows, go to the background, maybe add a background to that row like that, because maybe this is something very, very important you want people to know. So you want to really highlight it. So I can add that color there just to highlight it. And then I can just go into design, spacing, and we're going to add some padding, both to the left and right, top and bottom. So I'm just going to add maybe 33 and 33 as well. So now we can see that we have this note over there, and we can save that. And let's say you don't want to maybe add a video, you just want a normal description. You can always add another row, and this could be maybe text, and this could be a different description text over here. Okay, so this is how you can play around with the description area here by adding different types of modules. It could also be maybe an upsell, a call to action. It could be a button. So pretty much you can add any modules onto this page. So now that we have this, I think this looks great. I'll be answering all these questions that I can see already. There's a question here asking how can we add a category page? Yes, you can. You can create your own category page and then use the shortcodes to add your content onto that category page. Okay. So now that we have this, pretty much this is what we can do on this page, but you can further customize this page by coming over here to expand settings, clicking on this gear icon, and you can actually make further designs to this particular page. So you can actually come over here to the background and add your background color there. So you can see all this now turns into black. So that could be maybe a look that you want to go with, but you can actually come in and make further adjustments here. So I'm just going to save this for now. So this is now our product page. Any questions so far? Atif, yes, you can add a custom header and footer to that page by coming over here to page settings. And this is where you want to come to advanced and add your custom CSS that controls the header and the footer of that particular page. But hopefully in the upcoming updates, we are going to be able to, with the theme builder, we are going to be able to go in and specify where you want that header design to go. So let's say you've got a specific header design and you want that header design to go on to, let's say, category pages only. You can assign that header to go to those category pages only and nowhere else. So you will be able to have certain headings to go and show up on certain type of pages. So at the moment, you have to do it manually, but I don't know exactly how to do that right now, but it can be done using CSS, but it just needs a bit of tinkering. Okay, so any questions so far? Ratapula, thank you for sharing the stream. That's very kind of you, so thank you. Let's see. Shanu, I've got a link here that Shanu wants to show. Let's take a look at it. Okay, not sure what that relates to. All right, so let's continue. So any questions so far? If you have any questions, let me know before we continue. Otherwise, I'm just going to go in and add more products. Should I go ahead and continue? Claudio, yes, I don't have the new Divi experience activated. Okay, I can see, yes, please do. I'm just checking because there's nothing happening in the comments. So I just want to make sure that it's not that boring that that you're falling asleep. So sometimes I just have to go in and ask, just in case, you've tuned out on me. Okay. Right. So let's continue here. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add a few more products to populate our shop. So I'm going to go back. In fact, let me just make this full screen. Right, so back over here, I'm going to go into this plus button and add a product. Save and exit. Right, so this is going to be product 2. Okay, this time it's going to be men's, no right sidebar, and the price here is going to be, okay, $2.99, sale price $1.99. Okay, we're going to select our product. And this time I'm just going to go with, let's see. Okay, let's go with these. Set product. And now we need to add our description. So I'm just going to copy my description here and paste it. And also paste my description here. Okay, so you can actually go ahead and add your product tags here if you wanted to, but I'm just going to leave that for now. And then I am going to hit publish. Okay, let's add another product. So make sure you're adding products because sometimes it can be a bit confusing here. Okay, so product 3. So this is going to be 89 and the sale price is 49. That's an offer. And then I'm going to remove the sidebar as well. Set my product image. And then I'm just going to go maybe with these shoes here. Now it's time to add our description. So I'm just going to add my description there. Okay, great. So I have my description. I have my image. So all seems to be okay. I'm going to publish this. Right. So that's looking great. So what I can do now is if I come over here and go to my shop, you can see here that my shop automatically has products all added to this page. So this is actually quite good because this page is that page. I don't know if you recall this, but this page was added automatically by WooCommerce when we first created our page. So now we have all our products in this space already. So if I click here on it, it takes me to the page, which is going to be full width. It has my description and so on. So that's really cool. Now, the other thing that you may need to know about this page is, as you can see, I don't have any options to go in and customize this page, okay? Because that's the page. So this page here, it cannot be customized because it's the default one that comes with Divi. So, with WooCommerce. So if you wanted to customize your own page, you'd have to create it and then add these products manually. So let's try and do that. So I'm going to come over here to dashboard. In fact, I'm going to click this plus button here and just create a new page. So I'm just going to say my shop. Okay. We're going to go ahead and use the Divi builder. Build from scratch. Right, so we're going to add a single column. Right, so you can see here, we have this shop that has been added onto our modules, which I think is really good because if I select my shop here, I can choose what products I need to show. So now I have recent products. I can specify how many I need and also the columns, how many columns I need to add in there. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm just going to go ahead and save. And back here, I can also add. Now I'm using the new experience, by the way, for those of you that might miss the step. Okay, so I'm going to click this plus button here and add a regular section. And this time in our section, I'm just going to say latest products. But for me to add that text, it needs to be a text module. So I'm going to select my text module. And then in my text module here, I can just say latest products. Okay, so now that I have my text, I'm just going to save for now. Drag this section over here to the top because that's where it needs to be. And then I'm going to click on this desktop view so I can see what is happening here. Right, so I have my latest products there. And over here on the top, let's give this a background color. So I'm going to click on my section settings, click on background, and I'm going to add my color. For now, I'm just going to add, that's a bit too harsh. Okay, so maybe let's go with this, right? Okay, that looks good. So I am going to now save that. And then I'm going to come over here into my text module, increase the size of my text by coming over here to text. Let's increase the size. Let's make it all caps and then let's make it light. Add some letter spacing. Okay, so and then finally, let's change our color. Okay, so now we've customized this area. In fact, this text may be a bit too big. Let's reduce that. It's a bit too much. Okay, let's save this. And then over here as well, we can add a bit of padding just to give this a bit of breathing space. Right, so now we've customized our My Shop page. So this gives us more flexibility because the previous one did not allow us to add any content onto the page. So for now, let's just click on publish and then let's quickly view this. Okay, so now that we have this, I'm just going to click on My Shop. And this is how you can quickly create your own page as compared to this shop page. So as you can see, this one here, you can't really do much. It has a sidebar. We can't get rid of it. It also doesn't have the ability for us to go in and adjust our shop page. Okay. But if we go to my shop, you can actually go in, add videos, add all sorts of different things over here. Okay. You can even add hero images. And this is the best way of customizing your products on your own pages. Okay. So all is good so far. Now, let's take a look at our checkout page. So if I click here on product 2, and let's say I want to buy this, if I click on add to cart, now this is our product 2 page, and it also tells us here that product 2 has been added to your cart. If we click here on view cart, now it shows us what is in the cart, which is fantastic. Okay, so we can proceed with checkout or we can proceed with PayPal. I'm not sure why this is not showing, but there should be a way to go in and make this a button. Okay, but this is our checkout page. So once you add all your products on there, you can then go ahead and proceed to checkout. But right now, these pages are the pages that were created by default with through our automated process with WooCommerce. Okay, but as you can see, our page is really looking really good here. We have our nice landing page. We have our categories. Okay, so now let's create our categories pages. Okay, so this one here. Okay, in fact, we have our categories. If we go to the shop, let's go to my shop. Okay, so if I go to my shop, okay, so we have offers category here. So let's go ahead and create our category page. So I'm going to come over here, click on new page, and we're going to call this page offers. Okay, we're going to click on use Divi Builder. Okay, build from scratch. Let's go with a single column. And then over here, we're going to choose our shop. So over here, now this is very, very important. So you see here, we have different products. So we can actually click this drop down here and choose product category like that. So now that I've selected product category, over here, you can choose which category it is. So if I select offers, this now will only show the offers. So as you can see, this product here is the only product on offers. So this is how you can start creating your categories to have specific pages for your categories. Okay, so I've added my offers here. So every time I add another offer, it will be added to this page. And I'll show you in a moment how you can do that. So I'm going to save this. Okay, and then I'm also going to add a new section, and let's give this a title. So I'm just going to click on regular single column. And then again, I'm going to add a text module. And then here, let's call this special offers. We're going to give this a heading of heading 2, maybe. Okay, and now let's drag this to the top. And let's give this a background color. So for our offers, let's add a black just to distinguish our pages. Okay, so I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to go back to the color here and change my color. So I'm going to click here on my module settings, design, text, and then I'm going to change my color. Strange. Okay, let's click this, change my color to white. We're going to save that. So this is our offers page. We're going to publish this page. Now let's view the page. Right. So now this is our specific offers page that we've just created. So now that we have this offers page, this is where now you can go to our landing page, our main page, our home page. Okay, so I'm just going to come over here and click on visit site. So this is where you can scroll down here and go to, maybe it's this one here. I'm going to click on enable visual builder and link this to our offers category. In fact, to make it less confusing, I'm going to go in and make some changes. Okay, so let's change the icon. So because it's to do with money, it's offers. Why don't we add maybe this tag, and then in the text we're going to call this offers. No, special offers. Okay, so that's special offers. That's looking great. And then I can come over here to link URL. I'm going to paste my link. So this now is going to link to our offers page. So that question that we had earlier on, I can't remember who asked that question. This is the answer to that, because now if we exit the visual builder and we scroll down here, and let's say we decide we want to see the special offers. If I click here, it takes me now to the offers page. And this is where everything is going to be. Right. I know it was a long way to really get to that point. So let's take a look at the comments. So I'm switching over here to this other screen. Right, we have quite a lot of questions here. Let's take a look. I'm just going to try and scroll back and see how far I can go to answer these questions. How do you tell WooCommerce that the page you created, My Shop, is the one that has to go and not the other? Right. So there's no way of telling WooCommerce that. You now have to decide which page you want to show. So if you go on to, you know how we created our menu? If you go to that menu, you can actually remove the one that WooCommerce created and add yours. In fact, let me show you how to do that now. Okay, let me show you how to do that. I'm just going to switch back over here. So I am going to go to my dashboard. So over here, appearance, menus. So you see, this is my offers page that I've just created. So I'm just going to click on that, add to menu. Right, now it's on here. No, it's the shop that I need, isn't it? Okay, even the shop. I think I created my page called My Shop. Yeah, in fact, it's here. My Shop, add to menu. Okay, and this shop that came by default with WooCommerce, I'm going to get rid of this. Click on remove. So now I prefer having My Shop to be my actual shop. Now there's a question that was asked as well about the categories. So if I come over here to categories, if I click on view all, no, product categories is what I need. So you can see here we have women's, offers, and so on. So if I click here on offers and add to menu, right, that's the category there. I'm just going to delete this one that I added in. I can actually drag this category and make it show under my shop. So if I mouse over my shop, my sub menu will be offers. Okay, and then it will also have men's and women's. In fact, let me just add these up here. Okay, save the menu. Right, so my shop now has replaced the shop that was added by default with WooCommerce. So let's see if that works. If I want to come over here and refresh the page. Right, so if I click here on my shop, that's going to take me to my shop, the one I customized. Okay, and then if I mouse over this, I can see my categories. So the other two doesn't have anything in it. So if I click here on the offers one, this will now take me to my offers category. In fact, this is the wrong one I created because I added the one from WooCommerce. So I need the offers that I created myself. So I'm going to get rid of this one here. Let's remove that. I'm going to add my own, the one I created. So I'm going to add it over here. I'm going to save the menu. And then I'm going to refresh my page. So now if I come to offers, now it's showing my page that I created, the one which says special offers. So you can spice up this page, add videos, you can add your own graphics and all that stuff, because this allows you to have a fully functioning page using Divi. Okay, so I hope that answers that. Ratapula, I hope that has answered that. Yeah, Ratapula, what you may want to do is to maybe close and open up your local server, because mine sometimes has issues as well where things don't change when I'm working on it. Okay, okay, I hadn't seen that, so I'm getting a thumbs up now from Ratapula. Excellent. Okay, could you remove the price? Could you remove the price and text from under the product image? Wayne, why would you want to remove the price and the product image under the product image? If you want to do that, because these products here are created by WooCommerce, so it's an actual product. So if you want to have something there without the information of the price or whatever it is, just add it as an image module. That way, you won't need to worry about going in and trying to tinker around with the actual coding that goes into creating that product in WooCommerce, because there's a lot of coding that goes behind just displaying the product price, the sale, and all of that. So if you want to just have an image, just add an image from your media library as an image module and then use it that way. Okay? Okay, so do you have any more questions about this WooCommerce? Any more questions? Okay, so since you don't have any questions for me, I have questions for you. Right. Okay. Who can tell me? Let's see. Okay. Monique says, can you specify multiple currencies? I don't know the answer to that question, because I think once you set your shop to, let's say, USA, you can only use US dollars. So you can't set different currencies, like let's say US dollars 15 and then 5 British pounds. I don't think you can do that actually. So it's a matter of you deciding what currency you want to use and then continuing with that. So what I normally do sometimes is, and I'm sure you've noticed this, on Mac University, most of my stuff is being sold in US dollars, even though I'm based in the UK, right? Because what happens is PayPal then converts that amount into my local currency. So I guess the answer to that is you choose one main currency and then that will be converted to, you know, whatever your local currency is. But I would say if you're selling something worldwide, the safest way to go is using US dollars. and that's normally converted into whatever currency it is that you work with in your country. But if you have an e-commerce shop based, like let's say, for example, it's based here in the UK and I'm selling products here in the UK, I will then set my price to pound sterling and not US dollars, because I'm based here and I'm shipping my stuff within the UK. So that's how this would work. So in terms of adding multiple currencies, that's as far as I know, it's not possible to do that. Right. Wayne, you have a fantastic question here. Can you have a timeout on offers, i.e., $100 and then after 12 hours it goes off? Right. Now, how you would do that, and I'm sure you've seen this on Black Friday and all these promotions that normally happen. So what you would do is you can set a page for each product, and that page will have like a countdown timer and a specific day that offer ends. And then once that ends, that page will then redirect you to the normal price of the product. But WooCommerce itself does not have the timer thing that you can set on each and every product to expire after a certain time. I know how to do it globally, where you can have a coupon code that can go after a specific time. But I haven't seen any countdown timers, to be honest, on in WooCommerce. But you can specify how long that coupon is active for. Okay, so this is where now you'd maybe want to have a landing page which can say, right, Black Friday offer, use coupon code black 50, and then it expires after 2 days or something like that. So that's how that would work. But there are also other options where you can actually create a specific page, but there's plugins that you can use out there. Like I think there's a deadline, one called Deadline something, where you can set your product, and then after that deadline, it just reverts back to its normal price. Right. Wayne, yes, you can have a shipping radius. Absolutely. There's a bit of customizations you need to do in the shipping category, where you can go in and say within England, the shipping price is maybe, X amount, but Scotland will be another amount, Wales and Ireland could be another amount. So you can actually specify by region or by radius as well. But this you'd need to go in and specifically, customize that shipping, and it also goes with weight as well. So that will go with weight. So there's a way of uploading a CSV file, because I remember back in the day, in fact, not back in the day, it sounds like a very long time ago, but I think it was 2 years ago, I created a website for a client that sold books. So it was quite tricky initially, because imagine setting a price for one book, and then you needed a way to calculate the shipping price for 20 books, because the weight now determines how much the shipping is going to be. But we were able to do it because there's also plugins that work with WooCommerce that make it easier for you to calculate that. Okay. Yes, you can specify, Wayne, time of delivery. But of course, with the time of delivery, depending on who your delivery provider is going to be, you just have to be, like, for example, let's say you're using the normal post office. So if it's a standard delivery, it's going to be X amount of days. If it's special delivery, it's going to be whatever amount of days. So it doesn't come on you. So you just have to know that when you post that item, it's going to take 2 days because it's this type of delivery and so on. And then you can specify the descriptions of each and every delivery that you have on the page where you talk about the actual deliveries. So yes, that can be specified as well. And if someone chooses special delivery, it also recalculates how much it is, because you would have set this in WooCommerce already. Wayne says, I'll shut up for now. You can carry on speaking, Wayne. Why not? That's the whole point of these live streams. Do you use WooCommerce for Mac University or something different to sell courses? That's a very good question. And I'm actually using MemberPress to control the payments. But for all you members out there, I'm sure you saw how it was so much of a pain where I was trying to, where it wasn't working really well and things were just all over the place. So right now I'm actually in the process of using a product called Cartflows to customize my shop and make everything go through WooCommerce. So that seems to be a much better way of controlling all my payments. And with Cartflows, it also has order bumps, which means that, you know, like how it is on Amazon or some of these e-commerce shops where you buy, let's say you buy a mug like that. And then just before you check out, there'll be like a little notification saying, hey, you know, most people also bought a teapot. Would you like to get it at 20% off? This is a one-time offer. So those little things, you know, they also help you make more money on your e-commerce shop. So that's the system that I'll be using just to help, you know, future customers. So let's say someone buys the Divi course. I could also give like a little offer and say, hey, you know, you're buying the Divi course, but I can also sell you, or you can also buy maybe the e-commerce course. And this normally costs, hey, let's say 247, but you can get it for half the price if you buy it right now. So those are they're called order bumps or upsells. And you can also have downsells. So WooCommerce out of the box does not do that. And this is one of those things that can make your website really powerful by offering these upsells and downsells. Because sometimes when someone goes to a website, they don't know what else you offer, you know. So by giving them that option to take on that, it just increases all your sales. I hope that makes sense. But keep an eye on the YouTube channel. I'll be creating quite a lot of tutorials about that. I've been playing around with the product, and it is really good. It's by Adam from WP Crafter. In fact, I spent 3 hours with him just discussing and him letting me know how that product works and how powerful it is. Okay. James says, can you do a video on setting up tags on WooCommerce? Right. Now, this video I did today, it was just kind of like a video which has an overview of how to set up a WooCommerce site. But there's going to be a video, a course, a complete course on how to set up a WooCommerce website with Divi. But this is going to be for members only. Okay. So this will be for Mac University members. So if you're a member, this course is coming up very soon, and it's going to be there. So if you're a monthly paying member, you'll always have access to all these upcoming courses, okay? As long as your membership is active. But that type of content, I'll reserve that for like the members. But if there's anything I can, you know, show on my YouTube channel for the free stuff, I can always do that. Right. Right. More questions. Ratipula saying, is there a way to convert WooCommerce in category mode that the product has no price and the shopping cart does not appear? Right. Good call, Monique. Good call. For those of you that are just joining us, please give us a thumbs up. Thumbs up, please. Let's make this live stream really popular. Okay. Right. Ratapula, what you need to do if you have a product that has no price. Now, first of all, you don't want to add a product which doesn't have a price in the shop anyways. if the product is, if you're not ready to add the product, just put it in draft mode. Okay, you don't want to add products that don't have prices on there because it's confusing for someone who's coming to buy. Imagine going to an online shop and you want to buy the mug, but there's no price. It's both frustrating and it's just very confusing, right? So if you're not ready to add a price to the product, just add the product in there, but put it in draft mode. Don't publish the product, okay? The other way is if you have, let's say, 20 of these, and people are buying them and they're running out, there's an option on inventory where you can specify how much you have in stock. So let's say you start off with 20 and then slowly people are buying. It will show your customer that you have 2 left, 1 left, and, show you that there's nothing left in there. So try and look at how this e-commerce shop works in a logical way, right? Even physically, if you go into a shop, right, and you can see a product and there's no price. It's so frustrating. I know they do this for some high-end products, but it's very, very frustrating because you want to know the price so you can make your decision. Okay, so that's how I would do it. Right. Vivek just gave a thumbs up. Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Right. Let's see. Do we have any more questions here? I'm really concerned about the security of WordPress. Right. In the near future, could you please do a video on WordPress security using free plugins? Yes, I am going to do that. And you are absolutely right. Thousands and thousands of websites are hacked because people generally don't know what to secure on your website. WordPress itself is solid. Don't get me wrong. WordPress itself is a very, very solid platform because millions and millions of websites use it. One of the main reasons why websites get hacked is because, number one, your hosting could be not that good. Number two, a lack of updating or maintenance of your website. So if you don't update your plugins and you don't update your themes, that is a way that hackers can get into your system. Number three, your plugins. Okay, you need to make sure that all your plugins are up to date and your passwords are also very, very secure. That is very, very important. However, having said that, there are also other ways where, like it's called a denial of service attack, where some of these hackers just flood a lot of traffic to your website, and then your website gets overwhelmed, and then it dies down. So this now goes into the hosting companies, because there's differences in hosting companies. If you want to go cheap, you can go with SiteGround, you can go with A2 hosting, which I recommend. InMotion hosting as well is a good starting point, but you have to take care of your security yourself, because remember, you're paying only $4 for hosting per month, right? But if you're running an e-commerce website, which is very, very, which has high-end products, you have customer details on it, you want to really move on to a managed hosting system, okay? And the ones I recommend out there, which Mac University is on, because I care about everyone's data. I wouldn't want a situation where my website is hacked and then all your data, all your emails are, jeopardized. I use a hosting company called WP Engine. Very, very powerful, very, very strong. They take care of all the security. So I don't even need to know what plugins I need to put in there, because they take care of everything. Okay, that's why it's managed hosting. They take care of all of that, but it's pricier. It's quite expensive. I think it's $39 for each website. But for me, $39 is better than paying $5 where I have to worry about the security, because I've had situations where I've ran websites without managed solutions, and it's a pain because sometimes your website gets infected with all these malware, and you have to go in and try and clean it all up. And if you go to companies that clean them up, it's quite expensive. And these cheap options as well don't have very good backup options. So you have to have your own system of backing up your website. So sometimes, you get lazy and say, oh, I'll back it up later. 2 months down the line, something happens and you're in trouble. So with managed solutions like WP Engine and Flywheel, These are very, very powerful because you have all your backups. In fact, they're hourly backups. So if I did something wrong right now, I can always go back to an hour and bring my site back up, you know. So, I mean, I could do another video on just the hosting and just share with you which options you need to go with. So we can set this up for maybe another video. Right. Ratipula, I'm not sure what you're referring to here when you're saying, unfortunately, not everything works with logic. There are times where you need to get... Can you refer to what you mean by that? Because I'm not sure what you're referring to there. I have products that do not go for prices. Okay, there's quite a few questions here. So Claudio says, customers from time to time ask me why they should do e-commerce projects on WordPress and not just Shopify. Right, okay, good question. Now, here's the thing. This answer is similar to having a company like, what's it called again? Squarespace or Weebly, and there's another popular one. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, I forgot. It's all about control. When you use Shopify, it's not your platform. Okay, it's not your platform. So you're renting pretty much their platform. So let's say your shop becomes really big. You're selling all your products. And now you need to expand, or you want to add more features, or you want a better design option. Because you're on Shopify, you can't really do a lot, right? So that's number one. Number two, traffic is very, very important, and it's like an investment. And, you know, if you have all your customers coming to your shop, you want to have a way of having them come to your own shop, not someone else's shop that you're renting. It's actually better that way, because when you invest in traffic, because sometimes you have to pay for traffic. So if it's going to a Shopify platform, ideally you want to be raising the standards of your own shop. So having your own shop is where now you could use WooCommerce, because there's all the functionality that you get on Shopify, you can get on WooCommerce, and even better. If you're using a page builder, you can have your page look exactly the way you want. Right, so those are the reasons. Now, there's a trade-off. So we could say, okay, maybe Shopify handles all the security and all of that. Yes, but if this is a serious business that you want to get into, you want to really brand yourself, use your own domain, use your own hosting, and have your own products on your own land. Okay, I'd rather not build anything on borrowed land. So that's just the main sort of like reason why you would do that. Similar to your websites, having it on Squarespace or Weebly. I forgot the other one. If they change the terms and conditions, you're done. And there's nothing you can do about it, because you don't control what happens over there on that platform. So what if Shopify turns around and increases maybe the hosting fees, which they can if they want to? There's nothing you can do. Just like on Facebook and YouTube and all these platforms, the reason why it's advisable to have your own blog and to put videos and send traffic to your own blog is because if YouTube changes their algorithm, which it has, and it also has affected me, there's nothing I can do. If Facebook changes its algorithm and says, okay, we are going to show all the posts to everyone that comes into your group, they changed this just a few months ago. Now, you have to pay for people in your group to see all your posts because they don't have that same reach it used to have before. So these platforms can change the terms and conditions anytime. But if you're running your own website, it's your own website. If this hosting company is not doing well for you, you just package your files, go on to a different hosting company, and all your files, all that data belongs to you. So that's why I would do that. Right. I'm just trying to look here for Ratipula's original question and see if I can answer the products that mentioned here. Let's see. Okay, I see here you say you have a product that does not go for prices. So in that case, is it a free product? If you say it doesn't go for prices, is it a free product that you're giving away for free? If it doesn't have a price tag on it, I'm just trying to understand and try and give you the best solution for that. Is it a free product that you're giving away that doesn't have a price, or it has a price, but people have to inquire first? Okay, so if I can understand the scenario there, I think I'll be better able to help you with that. Okay, Wayne here says, perhaps it's a product that has to be configured. Okay, the second option. I have to think about what I said in the second option. Okay, so it's a product which someone has to inquire first, and then you give them the price. So what I would do in that scenario now is to create if there are not a lot of products, and let's say there are maybe quite a few, you can actually create some pages for those products. So let's say it's this mouse, okay? So let's say the product is this mouse, but you have to inquire first before I can give you a price. So what you would do is you create a landing page which is not connected with the WooCommerce platform. So you create a landing page, you talk about that product, and then you say, for more information, contact me, right? So once they contact you, that's where you can, discuss whatever it is. If there's a price you need to talk about during that stage, your product now that you can have it in such a way that it doesn't show in your shop, or it has another page, and then you can just give the link to that page, which now has the price that you define after that initial consultation or that stage where you need to talk to that customer. But to remove the price while the product is in the shop, I'm not sure there's a plugin that does that. I could do some research and then get back to you on that one, but I'm not 100% sure that you can have a product in the shop which doesn't show the price as they're adding it onto the baskets. But what I would do, because it sounds like the products that you're talking about are really special, because yes, there are cases where you can go and inquire for a product, like let's say a car. Some cars, you have to really go in and inquire. You won't have a price tag on the actual, or even some, some suits or many products don't have a price, outright. So you have to inquire first, and then you're told what the price is, and then you buy. So I would have separate landing pages unless there are quite a lot of products that you have that don't have these prices. In that way, then I can do some research for you and see if there's a plugin that can be used to achieve that. But I'm pretty sure that there is something, but I haven't actually explored this option that you have right now. Claudio says there is a plugin for inquiring. Actually, that's good. Let's take a look at this link here. I'm going to show the link because I don't think everyone can see it. Okay, so that's the link there. Oh, fantastic. Claudio, thank you very much for that, for sharing that plugin with us. So Ratapula, you could try that plugin and see if that works for you. I'll also do some research and see if there's more plugins that you can use for inquiries. But I'm sure that this is not a unique situation, and there's quite a lot of products out there that you may need to first inquire before you buy. So I will do some research and add it on there. Wayne, I have a specific link that I can give you here. Let's see. I know all this has to be updated, but so much is happening. Okay, Wayne, I've just added a link there. It shows you, the price, and basically you get unlimited access to all the main courses, current and upcoming courses. You also have access to mini courses that will be added onto the library, weekly live shows, and also Q&As. So right now on this Q&A, it's on Facebook. I mean, it's on YouTube, but I am going to explore some platforms where we can have this for the members only. So I've tried Crowdcast, as I'm not sure if you're aware. Today we tried it last week as well. It hasn't really worked. So there's two platforms. Someone suggested that I should use what's it called? Okay, forgot the name. But there's two platforms I need to try out, see how that works. But these will be the benefits of people that are on the membership. And also support for members only. So if there is anything that you need help with your website, I can provide support for that. And we'll also be creating some webinars. And all these will be for members only. Now, there's something I haven't added here, which is website templates. So just like what I designed today here, I could have like templates for this shop, which I'll be sharing in the members area. But for non-members, these will be paid options. So these are all the extra things that we'll get when you sign up as a member. Okay, so that's how the Mac membership works. Right. Any more questions? Any more questions regarding e-commerce? Okay, so if there's no questions, then I will ask you some questions myself and see. Okay, so let's cover one final thing here, which I think is very, 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 very important for anyone out there that wants to create an e-commerce website. Now, this is actually one of the most important things that you can do in order to grow your business. So Okay, Ratapula, thank you very much for joining us. I can see it's lunchtime over there where you are. All right, great questions. Thank you very much for coming on the show. We'll catch up again on Wednesday next week. All right, so what I was going to say was there's something that's very, very important that it can help your website or, your e-commerce store grow. Who can tell me what it is that is very, very important to have on your e-commerce website? Something that is very, very, very important. Who can tell me what it is? Okay, Wayne says SEO. Yes, SEO is good. HTTPS, yes. These are very good answers, actually. Tags, yes, tags are also very good because it makes it easier for you to locate all your products and section them correctly on your website. So yes, tags are good. SSL is very important if you're taking card payments. So yes, SSL is a definite must. Okay, more answers, please. WordFence, yes, WordFence is important. That's a security plugin, by the way. So if you're running a website on, let's say, InMotion hosting, SiteGround, A2 hosting, all these cheap hosting options, you would use WordFence as a plugin for the security of your website. But actually, if you try to add that plugin on managed hosting like Flywheel, they will actually remove it because they take care of all the security, as I mentioned. But I will create a specific video which covers all of that. Terms and conditions, yes. Refund policy, yes. That's also very, very good. Anything else? I think we're missing one. One other thing that I think, or it may be one thing that also is very, very important. So good products. Yes, you need to have very good products because that's what's going to help you make even more money on your website. Right. So there's a question here where must have missed the question. Has he gone? Oh, yes. Johnny. Johnny says, why did you make Mac University with Astra theme and not Divi? Right. So the reason why I made it with Astra theme is because the LearnDash plugin works much, much better with the Astra theme, because what the Astra theme has done is they've added specific features to work with the LearnDash plugin. Specific features, like for example, you can actually go in and customize how your courses are shown on the page. So out of the box, if you use Divi, Divi does not give you access to make changes to the colors or the branding of what comes in with the LearnDash plugin. But the Astra theme gives you that extra ability to go in and make those specific changes. So that's why I use the Astra theme. So it is very, very powerful. In fact, I will be talking about, I've spoken about this on one of my videos on YouTube, but when it's time to do the course, I will also specifically mention this and go into more detail, but it's just the extra functionality that the Astra theme comes with. But what you can actually do with the Astra theme, you can actually use the Divi builder with it or any other page builder. So out of the box, it just has those extra features which the Divi theme itself does not have, or majority of themes out there don't have. Okay. Landing page. Yes, Monique, that's a very good answer. Landing pages are very, very important. Now, with all these things, all these answers, which are all correct, by the way, all very, very valid and correct, you need to have a system that controls your emails. And I know we spoke about this last time, so you may have forgotten, but you need an email autoresponder. So when someone buys a product, you need to add them onto ConvertKit or MailChimp or any of these services out there. Now, why is it important that you do that? It's because once you have all your customers on an email database, it's easier now for you to email them, offers, discounts, coupon codes, and stuff like that. If you don't, then you're missing, a very big opportunity where you can actually, sell extra stuff, even like in the off seasons, right? So imagine, let's say you sell products which are not relevant in the summer anymore because they're winter products like clothes, for example. So you can actually have a site-wide 20% off, 30% off to get rid of the off-season products. Now, without a mailing list, how would you do that? Because if someone comes to your website and buys a product, they're gone. They won't come back to your website every single day. They come, they Google you, like someone mentioned SEO, they find their SEO, they find you through SEO, they buy the product, and that's it. Like, for example, I bought this mouse a year ago. I haven't gone back to the website to just look around. No. But if they have my email, of which they do, they can email me and say, hey, Mac, we have a new version of your mouse. So I'll be like, what are the features? What are the benefits? And then I could actually go in and purchase the updated one if it makes sense for me to purchase that. So do you see how powerful emails are? And of course, these emails can be automated based on how you are using your website and so on and so forth. So it is very important to have an email autoresponder program, a software as the base of your business. Okay, let's have a look here. Johnny says, when is the Divi versus ClickFunnels video coming? In fact, let me write this down here. I would say next week, I will have it ready. I would say Wednesday. Take a quick look on my YouTube channel. Wednesday, Thursday, I should have this one quite ready because I need to gather all my facts right because it might just go wrong because there's quite a lot of people that are strongly behind Divi and strongly behind ConvertKit. I mean, ClickFunnels. So I just want to make sure my facts are right and what I'm saying there is, is on point. So I just need to do a bit of extra research on that. Wayne says, does WooCommerce support other payment providers? Yes, it does. It supports a long list of payment providers, Stripe, PayPal, I think there's WorldPay. There's quite a lot. And there's also plugins that you can add onto WooCommerce to make that work. Ahmed says, can you style WooCommerce product page with CSS Hero? Yes, absolutely. You can go in and customize it with CSS Hero. In fact, I need to do a video on a mini course on CSS Hero. I will first do a video which just gives you an overview, and then I will do the mini course which shows you how to use that. Okay, guys, we're coming. Oh, wow. We've been here for 2 hours. That's quite a long time. And thank you for your patience. Right. I think we've covered quite a lot on this video. In fact, I'll leave it on the YouTube channel. If you want to go back and watch it, you can go ahead and do that. So to everyone that joined me today on this live stream, thank you very much for your patience. And I would like to say and wish you a very good rest of the day and rest of the weekend. We'll meet again on Wednesday. And I'll make an announcement on what I'll be showcasing on Wednesday. But in the meantime, I'm just waiting for Divi, WordPress to be very stable because right now there's a lot of bugs. There's quite a few things that are not working well. So that is why I'm really going into tutorials right now, even on the YouTube channel. It's because there's a lot of bugs that are happening. So behind the scenes, there's quite a lot of updates that are happening. So once things settle down, once the dust settles down, I'll be back onto creating all these tutorials once again. So let me just check if there's any more questions here. No questions. Okay. So thank you very much to each and every one of you for joining me on this live stream. You make it very, very exciting and very interactive. So I really appreciate your time. I know this is like 2 hours here, and we spent, you know, another 40 minutes on the other channel. So it's quite a long time to commit to staying on a live stream. So I'd like to say thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. So do suggest some topics you want covered on these live streams in the Slack channel. Or you can add them onto the support. In fact, let's keep it on Slack channel so everyone can see them. So just add your suggestions there, and then I'll just pick a few that I can talk about during the live session. Just like what happened last week, someone suggested WooCommerce, and this is how we ended up doing this. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I will see you again on Wednesday. Take care.